No more deals, no coalition. The Scottish National Party has the numbers in Parliament here in Edinburgh to govern alone. Delivering on their manifesto depends on decisions in Westminster. But the numbers are extraordinary in a voting system that makes majorities much harder to achieve. This is how the results finished. The SNP have an unprecedented overall majority with a total of 69 by winning an extra 23 seats. Labour have 37, the Conservatives 15, and the Liberal Democrats slumped to just 5 seats. Alex Salmond says he'll speak to the Prime Minister, David Cameron, tonight about how the election results may change Scotland's relationship with the UK. Our political correspondent, Cathy Newman, reports on a historic day for the SNP.
This is the stuff of fantasies for the Nationalists. Their leader returning to Edinburgh to lay claim to an historic victory. Since Labour first devolved power to Scotland more than a decade ago, no party has won so many seats as Alex Salmond did last night. That's given the SNP an unprecedented second term in office and the right to hold a referendum on the breakup of the United Kingdom.
If all this looks a touch presidential, you can hardly blame him, because Alex Salmond's victory last night was pretty remarkable. By transforming the SNP from a party of protest into a party of power, it's no exaggeration to say that he's leading a revolution in Scottish politics. And for the first time in its history, the SNP now has a mandate to try and fulfil its dream of an independent Scotland.
In his victory statement tonight, the First Minister embraced the historic opportunity he'd been offered.
I'll govern for all of the ambitions of Scotland and all the people who imagine that we can live in a better land. This party, the Scottish Party, the National Party, carries your hope, and we shall carry it carefully and make the nation proud.
Only around a third of Scottish voters want to leave the UK. So it's no surprise the SNP leader has confirmed a referendum on independence will be delayed until the second half of this Parliament. In the meantime, though, the Nationalists want the UK government to start dancing to their tune. They're demanding a tartan takeover of powers currently held by Westminster. Alex Salmond won because people believe he'll stand up for Scotland, but also because he had in spades the leadership qualities this man lacked. Scottish Labour leader Iain tonight announced he would quit in the autumn.
Well, it was a dreadful night, and I acknowledge that. The Labour Party as a whole has to accept that. I think there are a whole number of factors at play. Scottish politics changed significantly last night.
At the start of the campaign, the election was his to lose. But lose it he did after a series of miscalculations. He attacked the Tories rather than the real enemy, Alex Salmond. And the defining image of his failings as a leader was this: scurrying into a sandwich shop to hide from protesters. He only narrowly kept his seat last night.
You are okay? You ready? You have to be quick. I'm not doing this for a long time, all right?
The victory pose for the cameras was through gritted teeth. But as seats which had been Labour for generations fell to the SNP, it became clear that the party would need to rebuild itself from scratch. They weren't the only ones licking their wounds. The Lib Dem vote collapsed, but the SNP took seats and votes off the Tories too. It was seats like Linlithgow which gave an early indication of the scale of the SNP's victory. It may be Alex Salmond's hometown, but Labour should easily have held on here. It didn't, and voters were clear why.
I'm not the biggest fan of Iain Gray, to be honest. I think SNP have done quite a modest job, and I think the priorities are right at the moment.
Who I voted for? Yes, Scottish Nationalist.
Did you vote for them last time?
Yes.
So you're sticking with them, and what kind of job do you think they've made of governing?
Pretty good. They've more or less given us everything they promised.
But while the people of Linlithgow were happy to back one of their own, they don't see a vote for the SNP as a vote for independence.
I'm not a great fan of independence, but he as a leader gives me confidence. And secondly, his government has done really well. It's probably been the best organised government that I've encountered in Scotland.
Whether they like it or not, the people of Scotland have re-elected as First Minister a man whose driving ambition is to break away from the rest of the United Kingdom. After his stunning victory, Alex Salmond might convince some of his party colleagues that he can walk on water. But it could take a small miracle to translate last night's landslide into a groundswell of support for Scotland to go it alone. Cathy Newman, Channel 4 News in Edinburgh.